Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot, and today's pick a card reading is going to be looking at your connection, the strengths, the weaknesses, what you guys can do to overcome the weaknesses, and then we will have advice and channeled messages at the end, so be sure to stick around for those. So we've got 3 piles today, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. If you need to pause and meditate on the cards, go right ahead. If you have questions about maybe more than one connection, you are absolutely free to pick more than one. Do whatever feels right for you, take what resonates, and leave the rest. So whenever you are ready, go ahead and scroll down below to the description to find your pile, and we will get into it. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the red heart, I believe it's red jasper, and the Everyday Witch Tarot, this is the strengths and weaknesses of your connection. So before I get into it, I do just want to say that my Etsy shop is now open for those of you who are interested in getting a personal reading done, and also if you are interested in free like mini readings, I have my new Twitter tarot account set up, so I will be posting different channeled messages and different little random readings on there. So if you're interested, you can find those links down below. Okay, so let's start by looking at the strengths of your connection with this person. So pile 1's person, what are the strengths of their connection with their person? So starting out, we've got the 6 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And then on the back of the deck that we have the 6 of Cups. So I'll put that right here. So this definitely looks like a soulmate connection of some kind. I mean, the fact that we've got the 2 of Cups and the 6 of Cups here, that really shows that this is a strong connection. I think one of the beautiful things about this connection with this person is that you both have gone through different things before being with this person, and this relationship, this connection, this situationship, whatever it might be, has helped you guys move into calmer waters. I feel like you both are very strong, and you guys have experienced a lot in your lives that has helped you both be the kind of partner that you want to be for one another. With the Queen of Pentacles here, I feel like you both respect each other, you both have a stable, solid connection, you both see a future with each other, and I think that at the end of the day, even if you guys have arguments or disagreements, there is a lot of love here. With all of the cups here, I feel like you both are in tune with each other's emotions. You feel comfortable speaking to each other about your emotions. I feel like it's possible that your guys' families really like one another. I feel like this could definitely be an established connection, and maybe even you guys broke up once. With this 6 of Swords and this 5 of Cups, it's possible that you guys have separated or broken up in the past, and even then you guys were still able to come back together and be really strong and work through those differences. And I feel like too, when you guys are dealing through really tough things in life, just in your personal lives, like maybe work disappointments or something like that, you guys have each other to rely on. So even if you guys are upset or disappointed, you both know that at the end of the day, you guys are going to be there for one another, you guys are going to take care of each other, and you guys are going to celebrate the good times and not let each other stay in this negative mindset. Now, this might be a very, very long connection, especially with the 6 of Cups here. You might have known this person since childhood. You guys might have had family members like that have known each other for a long time. I wouldn't be shocked if this is just a connection where you've known this person for a long time, or it feels like you've known this person for a long time because of a past life connection. But there's definitely a really strong love here for each other. I feel like you both are really kind to one another and very sweet. I feel like you guys help each other move forward in life with the Six of Swords. I feel like you guys are both very supportive of each other, following your dreams and moving on to calmer waters, essentially. It's possible that you guys have maybe moved together or taken some really big life step together, but I feel like you guys are really emotionally on the same wavelength, and also you guys are very what's the word I want to say? You guys are very good at talking through things to one another. I feel like maybe when one person is more emotional, the other person is able to talk through it with the emotional person, and it's like you guys kind of trade those positions on and off. So someone always knows what kind of person you need to be for each other in a given moment. It's very possible that you guys may have one or multiple cats together, or you guys are just animal lovers, and that's a big part of your relationship. I feel like animals are maybe something that you guys bond over, or just something that brings you closer together. There's so much green here, and I just feel like this shows how loving of a connection you guys have, and how I feel like you guys overall tend to be kind to one another and really prioritize the other person and the relationship in general. I feel like you both are in it for the long haul, and there's a general mutual respect here. So overall, I think this is a really beautiful, strong energy. I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles here especially, there is some real stability here. And I love that the Two of Cups is in the middle, because it kind of shows like on this side, there's maybe what could be interpreted as like negative cards, but not necessarily negative. I mean, the Five of Cups tends to be more negative, but there's still those Two of Cups back there. And I like how it's kind of like the Two of Cups transfers to this Two of Cups. And I think that there is just a lot of love here, a lot of shared emotions, a lot of respect. And I think that this relationship is one that will be fruitful if it has not necessarily come, if you guys aren't necessarily in union yet. Signs that I'm seeing with the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. We've got tons of water here, so Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and a little bit of air with Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So let's go ahead and look at the weaknesses of this relationship. So pile one's weaknesses. Any day now. Okay, so we've got the Two of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords. We have Temperance in reverse. The Queen of Cups in reverse. That's really interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, I just dropped a ton and one fell out upright, so we're gonna take that. And we've got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. That's so interesting. Wow, okay. So this is really interesting because we have Let's see what's on the back of the deck too. Oh, and we have the Devil on the back of the deck. So I definitely think that, especially if this is a long-lasting connection or one that's been around for a long time, with the Devil energy, it's also Capricorn. There is a tendency to maybe enable bad habits with each other. Now, I think it's possible that you both could be empaths, or you both could just be strong emotionally, because what I'm really seeing here, especially with this Queen of Cups and this Six of Pentacles in reverse, is that at sometimes maybe you guys overextend yourselves to each other because you care more about the other person than necessarily yourself. And so it's easy to get lost in the other person and what the other person is doing and not focus on yourself. So I think one suggestion that Spirit wants you to know is that you have to be sure that you are giving to yourself before you can completely give to others. And with this Temperance card here, I feel like this is saying that maybe you guys don't trust in the process as much as you should. I really associate Temperance as a very spiritual card, divine protection. This seems like a connection that is fated, one that is meant to be. So I feel like this is saying that you guys need to have more faith in the idea that you guys are this Two of Cups. You do have this divine connection, this soulmate connection, especially with the Six of Cups. We've got tons of sixes here. There is a lot of love here, and I feel like you guys need to trust in the process and not rush things. Maybe there is some pressure. You know, Temperance is a lot about patience as well, and so I think it's important to remember that everything happens the way it's supposed to, and you can't rush everything. And I think too, maybe you guys are not currently financially in a position where you want to give where you can give as much as you can, or maybe you are over giving or spending beyond your means on each other. And I think it's important. I feel like the Six of Pentacles is saying make sure that you're taking care of yourself and what you need first, so that you're not overextending yourself and you're not taking away from yourself. And with the Queen of Cups in reverse, I feel like that's an important call. Maybe when you guys are less grounded or you're too emotional, it's easy to maybe lash out or be melodramatic or over dramatic about things. And I feel like this Queen of Cups is saying, you know, don't get so lost in each other that you're not able to recognize what feelings are yours and what feelings are theirs. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles shows that at your good times, you both can be very grounded and stable, but in the bad times, you guys might really get lost in each other, and your energies get kind of mixed up. And I really see that too here with Temperance. It's almost like you guys could be so intertwined and so enmeshed in one another, it's hard to really tell what you're feeling and what they're feeling. And if this is like two empaths, that is just like a recipe for miscommunications, misunderstanding whose energy is what and what's going on here. And there definitely could be some anxiety here. You know, that with this Three of Swords underneath the Five of Cups, I think it's possible that maybe for some of you, this is a relationship in separation, because you guys need to work this stuff out. Now, I do think for a lot of you, this is more of an established connection. Maybe one of you guys or both of you guys broke each other's trust in the past, and so maybe you still think about that a little bit, or there's a past heartbreak that you're still not fully over, and so that might be stopping you from fully embracing this Two of Cups energy. And I think one of the things that you guys really need to do is find a practical balance in your life with this person. With this Two of Pentacles here, that always calls for balance. And with it being Pentacles, you know, that is earth. That is the 3D, the physical world. And so it's possible that maybe you guys spend a lot of time in your head and in your daydreaming about this person, but you are not addressing what needs to be done in the physical world when you are too emotional or too caught up in your head. One thing that I like to always point out about the Three of Swords is that like, yes, it does just look like 3 swords spearing a heart, but the swords is all about mental energy. And it's kind of the idea of using logic in your head instead of your heart, or trying to use your head to understand your heart. So it's possible that maybe you guys have a hard time working through some emotions when you're using too much logic. And honestly, I don't feel like there is a ton of logic being used all the time, because there is so much green here. Like, it's very obvious that you guys do have an open, at least a more open heart chakra, and you guys are in each other's heart space with one another. It's just that maybe you guys have trouble speaking about past heartbreaks, and maybe sometimes you guys take these past fears, these past triggers out on each other, and it might be a good idea to say, you know, hey, I don't really feel this way. I think I'm just acting up because of this thing that happened in my past. You know, maybe you guys are both afraid to speak up about the things that happened before in your life. And I feel like this is a sign from the universe saying, you know, it's okay to be your authentic self. It's okay to talk about the things that happened in your past. I feel like you guys are very understanding and loving with one another. And these fears are more so in your head than they are real. There is a lot of love here. This is a very strong connection. So you need to trust that this person is going to still be there for you, and you will still be there for them. So we still have more earth here in the devil energy with Capricorn. We have the only fire sign, Sagittarius, with Temperance, and we have more water and a little more air here. Okay, so let's look at what we can do to overcome these weaknesses. So what can pile 1 do to overcome these weaknesses? Got 2 popped out. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the 2 of Swords. Okay, so I definitely think this is saying that you guys need to maybe have more comfort in being independent. It's possible that maybe there is some codependency issues here. Maybe you guys depend on each other a little too much, and I think this is saying you guys need to maybe step back a little bit and just focus on yourselves, focus on your abundance. That doesn't mean you guys like break up or do anything or like separate, or, you know, I feel like this is saying, you know, especially this 2 of Swords here, that you don't have to make any hasty decisions. I feel like with this Temperance, there is a lack of patience, and maybe you guys are worried about certain decisions that need to be made. And I feel like this is saying it's okay to take a step back and analyze things before you rush in and make decisions. And I feel like this 9 of Pentacles is saying, you know, you both have worth. You both are very valuable, and you know, it's okay to, you know, set boundaries. I think that's a big thing. You guys need to be able to set boundaries with one another so that each of your emotional cups don't run out by giving to one another. It's a beautiful thing to be very giving and loving to another person, but you also have to remember that you need to be able to stand strong in yourself, and you need to fill your cup up, and you need to focus on yourself and focus on your well-being, and then you can give what's left to another person. But you have to prioritize yourself first, or you won't accomplish everything that you want to do. Let's see what's on the back of the deck. Oh, and so we have the 9 of Cups on the back of the deck. So I feel like this is just saying, you know, what you want can absolutely be achieved, but you need to, you know, I really feel like this person is almost your wish come true. And I feel like this is saying, while this person is really special and really important, you still need to focus on yourself. You still need to focus on what you need, and they need to focus on themselves and what they need. And you both need to recognize if there's any like trust issues here. I feel like Spirit is saying not to doubt this person, and they shouldn't doubt you. That you guys are both really in it for real. And you guys need to learn how to give each other space. And I honestly think like one recommendation I would have is like, maybe if you've been neglecting your friends for this connection, or maybe just neglecting like a hobby that you love, or something that really just you've wanted to invest in that you haven't been because you've been focused on this connection or other things. I feel like this is just a message that if you focus on what it is that you want and focus on building yourself up, everything else that you want will come. And it's okay to not make hasty decisions. You can step back and you can just let things play out and trust in the divine, and trust that whatever it is that you're going through, like you will get through it and you will be okay. So then let's look at your romance angels and see what advice they have for you. What advice do you have for pile 1? Advice for pile 1. So we have give your relationship a chance. So yes, this is saying, you know, you guys can work on this. You know, you can work through this heartbreak that you might have experienced, this disappointment. You know, this is a very special connection, and I feel like Spirit is just confirming that this is a very special connection. And, you know, don't give up on it, but also recognize that you need to work on yourself. And maybe you guys need to work together to say, hey, you know, we both struggle with giving to ourselves. We give to each other too much. Let's work together. Like, let's sit down and let's set some goals that we each want to achieve, and let's encourage each other to work on them. I feel like that would be really healthy, and I feel like that would be really awesome for you both. Okay. Oh my gosh. We just need 2 more. So what advice do you have for pile 1 and their person? Pile 1 and their person. We also have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Yes, so this comes back in with, you know, like I was just saying, you know, really open up to each other. Talk about these things in your past that you may have been too afraid to. I feel like maybe there are things that you guys get triggered by, or maybe even possibly take out on one another, that is unintentional. And maybe you both just don't know how to articulate these past things. And I feel like Spirit is really saying, hey, like, you can trust this person. It's okay. Anything that you need, like, they're going to be there for you. This is a special connection, and they're going to understand. And, you know, everyone has a past, everyone has a shadow side, and it's okay to be vulnerable and be honest about the things that might be going on. One more. We have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So yes, there is definitely a lot of love here, and you should not feel afraid to be completely open and vulnerable with this person. So let's just get like 2 more advice cards here. Oh, advice for pile 1. Okay, we have change beckons. The past is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. So yes, this could be you guys being afraid to move forward. That maybe fear to move past what has gone on. And I feel like this is saying, you know, you guys can change things for the better. You guys can create the outcome that you want, and you guys need to trust in the universe. I feel like this Temperance is showing that you guys maybe don't have a lot of trust in what's going on, and I feel like the universe is saying, hey, like, you know, you just need to trust the process. I feel like a sorority girl. I used to be a sorority girl, and like when you would go through recruitment, they'd always say, trust the process, and you just be like, yeah, okay, whatever. But like, even then, you know, you trust the process and it works out somewhat. And Jude's song, remember, a reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases, you can find peace within the strangest of places. So, that's kind of an interesting, I think this door is kind of cool. Actually, I think this is a door on Notre Dame Cathedral. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. So yeah, that is your advice. Now let's look at your channeled messages. So what would this person say to you if they could speak to you honestly and authentically? So what pile one's person say? Pile one. I've hidden how deep my feelings really are, which would make a lot of sense with all these cups here. Pile one's person. We have dropping cards everywhere. Ah! I get so lost in your eyes. Aw, that's cute. You've changed me. We also have, I'm afraid of rejection. So yeah, that's why you guys might not be fully open with what's going on in your heads. I feel like you guys really maybe put on this like, oh, everything's great, like, love you so much, like, everything's good, and then you guys get in these moods and maybe you just feel weird to talk about it. Or maybe you guys are really just in this Five of Cups area where you guys haven't acknowledged that you guys have this strong connection. And I feel like, you know, being open and honest with each other is really important. And, you know, recognizing that you can have heart-to-heart conversations with this person, and if you really like trust in that, like just trust that this person is going to be there for you. There's a lot of love here. You guys definitely have like each other in your heart space. Oh, your soul is so beautiful. So this one is saying, I'm not mature enough for this connection. So take that as it resonates. You know, maybe you guys do have some maturing to do. Maybe this explains why there could have been disappointment in the past. We have, you are my everything. And we have, my heart skips a beat when I see you. That is so beautiful. And let's look at what's on the bottom of the deck. I don't know what I want. So I do feel like overall this is a very, very positive connection. I feel like the one thing holding you guys back right now is you know, just personal insecurities, personal fears, but I feel like these can easily be worked through. You guys just need to start having open and honest conversations with each other and really get in touch with what's in your heart space, and feel free to open up to this person, because I definitely feel like this person has really strong feelings for you and you the same. And I think the universe is saying, hey, you know, just trust us. We know what is right here, and we are going to do what is in your highest good for both of you. So thank you guys so much for watching this reading. I really hope that it resonated. Definitely let me know down below in the comments if it did. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I think that's all I have to say. Bye. Hey there, pile 2. If you guys chose the Rose Quartz Heart, this is your reading on your strengths and weaknesses with your person. Before I get into it, I do quickly want to say that my Etsy shop is now open. So if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, all of that information is down below. And then if you're interested in getting free mini readings, I'm posting those on my Twitter account, also along with like different little channeled messages. So if you're interested in that, definitely go down below and find that. So let's start with your strengths in this connection. So what are pile 2's strengths in this connection? Pile 2 and the person. Of Swords, we have the 9 of Wands, I believe that's Wands. This deck is harder to read. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse. Okay, we had the Emperor pop out, so I'm going to take him. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Sun. That is beautiful. Okay, so as far as strengths go, you guys definitely are both probably a little bit of worrywarts. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, like, except when it becomes detrimental, then there's something wrong with that. But I definitely feel like you guys are maybe a comfort zone to one another. When you guys are fearful, when you guys are closed off, I feel like you guys help each other kind of be a sanctuary for one another. I feel like you guys are able to inspire confidence in the other. I feel like you guys are able to help talk and work through any fears you have. And I feel like overall you guys are a good support system for one another. And I feel like too, there is a lot of passion in this connection with these wands here. I think that it's very possible that, you know, you guys kind of have this just inherent spark, and you know, maybe sometimes it gets muddled, but I feel like no matter what, that spark always comes back, even if there are issues, even if there are problems. But I feel like overall this is a very positive connection. The fact that we have the 5 of Cups in reverse and we have the Sun here, I feel like, especially the Sun being at the back of the deck, I feel like you guys are both just lights in each other's lives. I feel like you both really appreciate each other. I feel like you both are a positive influence on each other. I feel like it's very possible that you guys use positivity, positive affirmations, or just give each other really loving messages that gives one another the confidence to move forward. I think it's very possible that you guys are just really good at turning that frown upside down. You know, when one of you is having a bad day, the other one knows how to step in and say, hey, you know, let's go do this. Or you guys just know how to say the right things or make them laugh or just make them feel better. We definitely have a lot of fire here. We've got Aries with the Emperor, we've got Leo with the Sun, and we've got Sagittarius, Aries and Leo again with the Wands here. We have a little bit of water, so Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, and a little bit of air, Gemini, Aquarius, and why am I forgetting the last one? Gemini, Aquarius, and oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I hate when my brain does this. Gemini, Aquarius, and what on earth? Libra. I'm a Libra rising. That's pathetic. Sorry. I feel like you guys have given each other a lot of confidence, and I feel like your relationship has really blossomed into something very sturdy. And I feel like it's this positivity. I feel like what's really interesting is that we have the sun next to the Emperor, and so I feel like you guys have really helped nourish one another. You guys have helped each other become more confident and work through any problems that you guys have had in your lives, and you guys have really just been a force for each other to lean on. And I feel like you guys are in a connection where you build each other up and you really believe in the strengths and abilities of one another. And I feel like you guys have a good balance of give and take. You know, sometimes you guys are taking charge in the connection, sometimes they're taking charge in the connection. But overall, you guys don't run over each other or assert your will over one another. I feel like you guys really respect each other as counterparts, and you feel comfortable enough to be open about your fears and about your hopes and your dreams. And I feel like you guys really have an overall very positive connection. So let's look at what your weaknesses might be. So pile twos, weaknesses in this connection. So we have the Ace of Wands, we have the King of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords, we also have the Wheel of Fortune, and at the back we have the Two of Wands. Okay, lots and lots of fire here. Okay, so this might be a more specific message for some, but I feel like some of your anxieties may be related to being physically intimate with one another. And I feel like this is a message basically saying, don't deny your passion for one another. Stop maybe shriveling up because you're afraid or fearful of truly expressing yourself. I feel like there is a lot of passion in this connection. I mean, the amount of fire here, you know, there really is a strong, you know, physical connection here. And I feel like, you know, both of you guys really just enjoy that that connection with each other. And I feel like this is saying, you know, if you have any anxieties or insecurities regarding to that, to let them go, because they're not worth it. I think that, you know, maybe sometimes the Knight of Swords can be guilty of speaking without thinking it through. So sometimes if you guys are maybe overly anxious about something, you might say something that you don't mean, or maybe you guys don't really express the full depth of your feelings for one another. The King of Cups, while he is very emotionally mature, he oftentimes kind of keeps the depth of his feelings to himself. So I feel like this is saying don't be afraid to really open up authentically about what you're feeling for the other person. You know, I feel like there is a strong physical connection and also a strong emotional connection. There's a lot of light here, a lot of fire, a lot of passion. And I feel like this is also saying, you know, if you've been afraid to speak up about wanting to take this connection further or deepen this connection, you know, don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to be open about your passion for this person. Don't be afraid to be honest about your feelings for them. But at the same time, you know, maybe think clearly about what you want to say before you say it, so that you don't say anything that you regret. Or, you know, maybe if you guys are like in a tiff or a little argument, you know, make sure you're not saying something that you don't really mean just because you're in the heat of the moment. You know, really think about what it is that you truly feel, and, you know, make sure that you're coming from an authentic place. With the Wheel of Fortune here, I feel like maybe you guys struggle with looking at the bigger picture. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, there's always this reminder that things are very cyclical, and relationships kind of go through cycles where, you know, maybe if you guys are going through a rough patch, it's what this Ace of Wands could speak to too. Maybe you guys forget that passion for one another. But I feel like this is a reminder that you guys do have a strong passion and connection for each other. And so it's important to remember that, like, oh, you know, maybe you guys are going through a small rough patch, but that doesn't mean that things aren't going to get back to normal or things aren't going to get better. You know, you have to experience highs and lows in a relationship in order to become stronger and learn more about yourself, learn more about the person, and really understand your connection to them. I find that especially with people that you're close to, they kind of serve as a mirror so that you can understand more about yourself and more about what you need to work on, and you can learn different lessons from them. So I feel like this is saying, you know, trust in the process, trust in the divine, you know, trust, like, acknowledge the highs and the lows for what they are, but don't get too caught up in the moment to where you're not looking at the bigger picture. Because the big picture here is that this is overall a very positive connection, and there is a lot of feeling here. And I feel like, you know, you guys more likely than not express a lot of this emotion for one another physically. There is a lot of wands here, a lot of passion. So, you know, maybe when you guys are not feeling too great, when you are in a like 5 of Cups upright position, when you are sad, you know, maybe that passion fizzles because, you know, your emotions are affecting you. And so I feel like maybe there is a call for more emotional intimacy here, and to really just be upfront with one another, be honest, be authentic, but don't just say things to say them. Say what you mean and mean what you say, essentially. And then with the and something else with the Knight of Swords, don't move too quickly. I feel like this is saying, you know, don't say yes to something, or don't feel like you have to rush things. This Wheel of Fortune also talks about how, you know, everything is meant to work out the way it's supposed to. Certain things are destined. Trust in the process and trust that everything will happen in the right time. And I feel like the 2 of Wands is saying that, you know, maybe there are some things in your past that you need to let go of, maybe past people or past experiences that you're still holding on to. I feel like if you really want to be truly authentic with this person, you need to be all in. And I feel like you need to have confidence. You both need to have confidence in the decision that you're choosing each other, and not saying, well, oh, what if I had done this, or what if I had followed this path? I feel like maybe there's some uncertainty here, like you guys maybe question this relationship, like, oh, is it too good to be true, or am I making the right decision? I feel like this is saying, you know, stop questioning it. If this is what makes you happy, if this is what makes you, you know, if this is who you want to be with, like, you know, meditate, sit down, talk to yourself. If this connection makes you happy, if this connection makes you feel good and you love this person, you know, be confident in your decision to be with them. Don't think about what if, because that what if doesn't exist. What exists is your connection with this person, your commitment to this person, not these hypotheticals that could have happened. You know, be present in your reality, be present with what is. Don't be focused on the past or what could have been, because that's not what happened. This you are in your situation now for a reason. You are on this path for a reason. Don't question potentials just because things might not be going the way you want them to all the time. Recognize that you're going to have highs and lows, and that is totally normal, and you will work through them, and if this connection is meant to be, it will be. So let's look at some advice for you guys. So advice for pile 2. Have the 9 of Cups again. That's interesting. We got that in the last reading. We also have the 7 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Okay. So I feel like this is saying that this connection is either, so I'm kind of getting 2 different messages. With the 7 of Wands here, I feel like I'm getting either that 1, this connection is worth fighting for, or 2, you need to let down your guard with this person. Take what resonates for that. But I feel like with the Queen of Swords here, it was interesting that we have the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords, but the Queen of Swords is obviously more mature than the Knight. And so I feel like this is calling for intelligent, articulate, straightforward communication with one another about what you're thinking, about what you're feeling, and just true authenticity. And I feel like with this 9 of Cups here, it's saying, you know, be clear and direct with the universe about, and each other, about what you want, because it is within reach and you can have what you want. I feel like overall, you know, you guys might be stuck in the past a little bit, and maybe you might be fearful of speaking up about certain things going on in your guys' lives. But I feel like this is saying, you know, don't be afraid to be open with this person. You know, be authentic, be yourself. What's interesting here is that we don't have any pentacles. So it's possible that maybe this connection still needs to be more grounded and more practical. Maybe it's not the most practical right now. Maybe that's why you second guess it. But, you know, this is saying, hey, you know, if you want to fight for it, you can. Like, you have everything, you both have everything in your power to make this connection what you want it to be. And all you have to do is have the determination, the clear intentions, and the mindset of, I can have what I want to move this forward. So let's look at your angel messages. So advice for pile 2. What does pile 2 need to know about this connection? Calling in your soulmate. So this person could very well be your soulmate, and maybe you guys are afraid to admit that, but don't, you know, this is saying, hey, you know, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So what does pile 2 need to know about person? I feel like you guys are just have these anxieties that aren't real. Like, you know, they're in your head, but if you guys just were open and talked about them, you guys would realize, oh man, why was I so worried? Like, this totally isn't even a big deal. I feel like you guys are both on the same wavelength. You just don't realize it. Oh my gosh, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So this is a very, very strong connection. And then on the back of the deck, we have chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. So do not be afraid. This is a positive connection. This is a divine connection. There is deep love. There is passion here. Do not be afraid to be authentic with this person and really open up to them. So let's get 2 more advice cards for you guys. So advice for pile 2. This is so beautiful. That's way too many. Advice for pile 2. Okay, we have the Sacred Lotus, compassion and action, the chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. So this is saying, be loving, be positive, be kind to one another. And then we have deeper. You're not finished. You're not yet done. Dig deeper and deeper. The best is yet to come. Hold on, hold on. So if you are giving up on this connection, this is saying, hey, this is just a low. You know, there will be another high. dig deep into this King of Cups. Be authentic about your feelings. You know, these aren't one-sided. You guys are both feeling this. This is a divine connection. You know, the Wheel of Fortune in another deck is called Destiny. This is a destined connection. Don't doubt the past. This is what you, if this feels right to you, this is where you are meant to be. You cannot doubt this. Okay, let's look at your channeled messages. So what would your person say to you if they could? What would pile 2's person say to pile 2? Okay, we got 2 coming out. I wish I could love you the way you deserve. I bury myself in my work, so that might be one or both of you, you know, trying to distract yourselves. Pile of 2's messages. Pile 2's messages. I want you back. So if this connection ended or it's in separation, that is a special message for you guys. This person does not want this to be over. I never expected to feel this way. Wow, I see us getting married one day. This is such a soul connection. Oh my gosh, you guys. Pile 2's person. Give me time. So time, that's what the Wheel of Fortune is all about, you know, understanding that this is a process, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, you know, and the Emperor needs time to grow. We also have complications scare me, so that could be part of this anxiety that you guys feel. This could definitely be on both ends. Let's see, let's get 2 more here. Oh, I love you so much. So this person definitely loves you. And let's see on the back of the deck, I am so sorry. So if this person did anything wrong, they are very sorry for it. They love you. If you guys are not together right now, they want you back. It's time to be open and honest with this person because they are a soulmate. This is a special connection, and there is a lot of positivity and a lot of love here. So I think that's all I have for you guys. Pile 2, I really hope you enjoyed this pick a card reading. Definitely comment down below how it resonated, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these readings and you enjoyed this one. So thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I really hope that everything works out in your favor, and I am really wishing the best for you all. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you guys again soon. Bye. Hey there, Pile 3. If you guys chose the Lapis Lazuli Heart in the Ethereal Visions Tarot, this is your reading and the strengths and weaknesses in your connection. Now, before I do get into it, I do quickly want to say that my Etsy shop is now open. So if you are interested in booking a personal reading with me, that is down below. And if you're interested in getting free mini readings and channel messages, you should follow my Twitter because I will be posting different little pick a cards and channel messages and things of that nature. Okay, so let's get in and let's look at the strengths of this connection with your person. So what are Pile 3's strengths with their person in this connection? Pile 3's strengths. Oh my goodness. We have the Chariot, Cancer energy represented here. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the 6 of Wands. This is so beautiful. And we have the 2 of Swords on the back of the deck. Okay, so Pile 3. This is a very beautiful connection. I feel like there is a lot of love between the both of you here. And I feel like one thing that you guys both have in common is that you guys are both romantics. You guys really enjoy, you know, being lovey-dovey with one another, saying really sweet things, and really helping brighten each other's days. I feel like you guys, with this Eight of Cups here, you guys have helped each other work through some very emotionally difficult things. Maybe you guys helped each other move on from past connections or past events, but I feel like you guys have been able to be emotionally vulnerable with each other, and I feel like you guys have been very encouraging and loving with each other, and shown each other the love that you guys really needed to feel more confident. Because when we have this Six of Wands here, I feel like you guys give each other a lot of confidence, and I feel like that's so beautiful. Sorry, I just dropped all the cards, but it's not like I need them anymore. And I feel like too, you know, maybe you guys both are like, this is definitely some major Libra energy here with the Two of Swords. I guess I'll call off signs while I see them. We've got major Cancer energy and more water, so also Pisces and Scorpio here. We've got fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius with these swords. But maybe you guys help each other see what one cannot. You guys maybe help. I feel like you guys are able to talk through issues with one another, and you guys are you guys work really well in the sense that like you can take each other's blindfolds off and see things that the other might not see. And I feel like you guys are very encouraging, and you guys are very good at moving forward and keeping balance within the relationship and having confidence in one another. I feel like there is a lot of trust here, a lot of love, and a lot of security within this relationship. I feel like you guys really know how to hype each other up. You guys know how to just really show each other the love that you both deserve. And I feel like when there are some doubts, when there are some insecurities, the other person is right there to lift you back up. You know, one of the biggest things about the Chariot is that it requires balance to keep moving. If it's unbalanced, then it will break down and it won't move forward. So I feel like the fact that you both have equal give and take in the partnership or in the connection helps you both move forward with confidence and a lot of just love here. Like that's what I'm seeing, is like there's a lot of love. Like you guys probably do like really sweet things for each other, like send really sweet texts or maybe even like little love letters. I just feel like there's a lot of emotional vulnerability here. I feel like you guys overall are pretty open and honest with one another, and I feel like you guys are just there. I just feel so much love, just so much like good, like your relationship is good. Things are good. You guys are good counterparts of one another, and I feel like there are a lot of loving aspects here. And I feel like you guys give each other the confidence to move forward in your personal lives, and you guys give each other the confidence to feel like you can achieve whatever you want. And I feel like you guys have helped teach each other that no matter what happened in your past, you can move forward from it, and you're stronger than whatever difficult things you've had to experience. So this is a very, very beautiful energy, and you guys really do have a strong connection here. So let's look at what weaknesses you guys might have. So what are the weaknesses between pile 3, and their person in this connection? Okay, we have the 7 of Cups, which is interesting because the Chariot is number 7. That's too many. Pile 3 and their person in this connection. Also have the 6 of Wands. That's very interesting. we've got it both. So it could be a strength, can also be a weakness. But I think I know what it's referring to. Pile 3, you're a person. Pile 3, and this, you're a person. We have the Hanged Man. Pile 3, and you're a person. We have the King of Wands. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Emperor. Okay. So, one thing I will say is that maybe sometimes you guys aren't the most realistic about the connection. You know, maybe you guys have these really, really big dreams. One thing I notice here is that we have no pentacles. So it's very possible that you guys can be very like into fantasizing about the future, dreaming about your future together. But maybe right now you guys don't have a concrete plan on how to get there. And so that can cause some confusion or keep you guys from accomplishing things in the physical realm. There's not a lot of grounding energy here. So I feel like this is a very spiritual connection, a very emotional connection. I do feel like with this Emperor here and this King of Wands, it's a lot of fire, Aries energy represented here as well. I feel like, you know, maybe one person tries to dominate this connection a little bit and tries to assert their authority, or maybe both of you at times really might be controlling or possessive, maybe without meaning to be. I really don't feel like it's that malicious, but I do feel like there is this sense of like either one person does dominate the connection and the other person doesn't speak up as much, or you both are fighting for control. And while the Chariot does have a good balance, you know, it's possible that maybe you guys, because the Hanged Man is all about stagnant energy. So at your best, you guys are working, when you guys are working at your best, it's an even give and take. It's an even balanced partnership. But when one person is controlling or one person is domineering the connection, then it gets stagnant and you guys get stuck in certain kinds of energy. And I feel like the Hanged Man energy here, one thing that you guys maybe need to understand and work on is that like the honeymoon phase or like that really lovey-dovey stuff isn't, you know, forever. Like, well, which obviously you can create it and you can keep it going, but like obviously it's not the same as it is in the beginning. You know, you do kind of settle into a routine, you get established, and so there might be fear of moving into that more established connection where, you know, you guys really are focusing on the practical, you guys are being very realistic, and so maybe there's less time for those huge romantic gestures. Or but I mean, you know, you guys, you have to understand, like the honeymoon phase is like a mindset. Like, you know, people, which I literally just said this, so I guess I'm a hypocrite, but like what I'm trying to say is that like, you know, that initial spark, that honeymoon phase, like you can keep it going, but it requires work, and you also have to go through trials and tribulations with one another to really deepen your connection. And I feel like one thing that you guys maybe struggle with is that, you know, with this 8 of Cups, maybe you guys haven't completely moved on from things in your past. And maybe one or both of you is too prideful to admit that you still emotionally struggle with these things. So I feel like the 6 of Wands is calling for you to be more open and honest with that. And I feel like too, the 6 of Wands can also talk about, you know, jealousy, envy, possessiveness. I feel like, you know, you guys might need to work on some, you know, not like trust issues, but just like possessiveness issues, if that makes sense. Like you guys might want to spend all of your time together 24/7, and that's great, but you also have to be sure that you're, you know, finding balance in other aspects of your life. Because if you don't, then, you know, you're gonna be all out of whack. That chariot's not gonna move forward. You know, love is amazing, but, you know, you also have work. You've got your personal life, you've got your family. You know, you guys all have other things in your life that you have to worry about. And so I feel like the Six of Wands is saying that you guys need to be open and authentic with one another so that you can establish that trust, because you guys can't be together 24/7. You can't verify what each other is doing 24/7. And so it's important to have faith in the other person, in one another, and recognize, hey, you know, there's love here. There's definite love here. And, you know, don't be afraid to, trust this person. You guys have to trust each other, and trust that you guys are in this for the right reasons, and that you love each other. And, you know, you guys might not be saying, oh, you're the love of my life, I would literally die for you, I love you so much, baby, XOXOXO, like all the time, because, you know, life just isn't like that 24/7. And, you know, just because you don't experience that energy all the time doesn't mean it's not there. You know, we got SHIT happens, like, things happen, and, you know, they're not always going to be in that energy. You're not always going to be in that energy, but you guys can't get fearful the second that that energy starts to dissipate, because that doesn't mean it's going away. It just, you know, things are cyclical. You know, we have ups and we have downs, and it's important to remember that, you know, nothing is like always one constant level. There are highs and there are lows, and you got to experience the lows to get to the highs, and you have to appreciate the highs for what they are, so that when you get to the lows, you can remember the highs and say, you know, hey, I want to get back to those highs. How do I get there? What do I need to do? And, you know, I feel like this is saying with this King of Wands, don't be too prideful. Swallow your pride. I feel like they need to too. Like, you guys both need to be need to feel mature enough to swallow your pride and admit when one of you is wrong. I feel like, you know, maybe if you guys have arguments, they last longer than they should, because neither of you want to admit fault, or neither of you want to admit what you did wrong, or maybe just one of you. But that is definitely something that needs to be worked through here. And I feel like the Seven of Cups is also reminding you, you know, be present in the moment. Yes, the future is enticing. Yes, the possibilities of what could be are very exciting, but they aren't what is now. So I feel like the Seven of Cups is calling you guys to really look at this connection for what it is and not what it could be. Because when you're looking at it for what it is, then you can make concrete change to improve what you don't like. But that doesn't mean that there isn't already a beautiful connection here, because there really is. Like, there is a lot of love here. And I feel like you guys just, you know, maybe there's just a little bit of maturing that needs to happen, and you guys just need to have a little bit more faith in each other and your love for one another, because it is here and it exists. And, you know, maybe that possessiveness can be attractive at times, but at some point it can get overbearing, and you guys don't want to have to worry about like trust issues or anything like that. So, and also with this King of Wands, I feel like this is also saying, don't let outside influences affect the energy of the connection too much. You know, this is your connection with your person, and nobody else has the right to intrude on it and make decisions or make calls or assumptions about your connection. You know, you and your person are the ones that know the connection the best, so don't rely on outside influences, which is kind of funny because you're reading a tarot reading, which is essentially an outside influence. But don't always rely on those, because you guys have to trust yourselves and trust your intuition, and trust that you guys know what's best and what you're doing is right. So let's go ahead and look at your advice, which is interesting because we have the Nine of Cups on the back of the deck again. So advice for pile 3 and their person. How can they get over these weaknesses? Pile 3 and their person. How can they... Okay, we got some earth here. Knight of Pentacles. Oh, pile 3 in their person. Pile 3 in their person. And we have the 10 of Cups. That is so beautiful. And let's see, on the back of the deck, we have the 7 of Wands, which is interesting. So you guys, so we finally have some Earth in here, which is very exciting. And I definitely see this as a message of, you know, you both need to be committed and work slowly but surely on the issues that you are experiencing in order to grow a stronger relationship. I also feel like this is saying, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, work on slow, steady progress. That is what is going to get you guys to this 10 of Cups, because I feel like this is saying, hey, this happily ever after that you want with this person is entirely possible, but you have to figure out what it is that you need to accomplish in order to get to that step, because you cannot just reach the 10 of Cups by sitting and hoping and dreaming and wishing. You know, there has to be concrete work here. And I feel like the 7 of Wands is really saying, you know, you need to let down your guard. You need to be open and vulnerable with this person, and your person needs to be open and vulnerable with you. And I feel like, you know, you guys might have to fight for this connection. I feel like it's possible that there could be some miscommunication here because of deep feelings and egos being hurt. And so I feel like this is saying, hey, you know, drop the defenses, be willing to fight for one another, be willing to swallow your pride and say, hey, I love you. Like, hey, I love what this could be. Like, I want a future with you, but we need to figure out a plan. I feel like that's really what you guys need, is some kind of solid plan as for what you guys want to do moving forward. And I feel like just more open and honest communication will serve you guys so well, because I feel like really what needs to be done here is some ego work. Really analyze how you treat each other when you're maybe upset or feeling jealous or possessive, and kind of really analyze that and think, you know, why am I doing this? Why am I thinking this way? And let go of those defenses, and let your love for each other be the defining influence in your relationship that keeps it going. But I think it will be very beneficial if you guys add this practical aspect, and you guys both kind of maybe make a verbal or even written commitment. Like, you guys maybe might write a plan with each other, a timeline of things you want to succeed or things that you want to accomplish together. I feel like you guys just need to recognize that this isn't everything, this 10 of Cups isn't gonna come tomorrow. It requires real work, and it requires you both being authentic with one another and helping each other move forward. But overall, this is a really beautiful connection, and I see really beautiful things. Actually, all the piles have been beautiful today, so it just like makes me so happy. Let's see what advice the Romance Angels deck has for you guys. So advice for pile 3. So we have playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So that makes sense of this King of Wands. You know, don't be too serious. Like, don't be afraid to have fun, especially the Emperor too. Like, the Emperor is like all, you know, all serious. And, you know, you guys have to, you know, remember the honeymoon phase. Have fun with each other, flirt, be playful, and just be cute. Just have fun with each other. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. This is honestly a very similar reading to pile 2. So if you feel called to, I would look at pile 2 as well, because this is getting very similar. But this person is your soulmate, and you know, the more you work towards this connection, the sooner you're going to get to that 10 of Cups. And then we have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So this doesn't necessarily have to be like a new person. I don't really think this is talking about a new person. I think this is just talking about a regeneration of love, like a new cycle, a new a rebirth of this love. I feel like once you guys are truly authentic with one another and let go of your ego defenses and really start working to make this connection solid, your love is going to grow to a deeper level than you would ever realize. And I feel like there's a lot of beautiful things on the horizon for you guys once you work through these issues. So let's get 2 more advice cards for pile 3. What advice do you have for pile 3? So first we have heart healing. Mourning now has had its time. Do not pay a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. And a distant kiss in a prayer flag. I wish all of the wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. So if you guys are at a separation or some kind of distance, just know that, like, you know, this person loves you. Let go of these ego defenses and, you know, be willing to be open and authentic with your person. So let's look at channeled messages from your person. What would your person say to you? I don't know who I am anymore. So it's possible that, you know, they are really in that ego and they're not being authentic with themselves. We have, I am such an idiot. So it's very possible that maybe this person didn't have all the trust that they should have in you, and maybe they said things that they didn't mean. Just had one fall. I'm really sad right now. So if you guys are in an argument of some kind, you know, this person is really regretting what they said or what they did. Oh, your love fulfills me more than anything. That is so beautiful. Your soul is so beautiful. Yes, this is definitely a soul connection. They recognize your soul. I never expected to feel this way. So it's very possible that this connection was triggering for this person, maybe both of you. But I feel like this is a deep, genuine soul connection with each other. This is very, very beautiful stuff. You are my everything. This one has been showing up a lot. I'm so happy today. Well, readings have just been great. I'm so happy by this. I love to see love. Okay, pile 3's person. I love our friendship. So I think that's really beautiful because this is, you know, this isn't just a romantic connection. You know, this is, you guys are friends. You guys are counterparts. And I feel like, you know, this is really just a beautiful connection. And I think this is obvious, but at the bottom of the deck, I haven't healed. And so with that 8 of Cups underneath that 6 of Wands, you know, it's time to let go of that pride and recognize, you know, when one or both of you haven't completely healed from something, you need to be open about it. And, you know, you guys should be there for each other to work through it. There's no point in saving face, you know. This is a loving connection, you know, calling in your soulmate. Like, this person loves you. Like, don't be so caught up in the ego that you say things that you don't mean, or you are not aligning with your true self. But that is all that I have for you guys, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching this reading, and thank you for letting me read your cards. If this resonated, definitely leave a like and subscribe and let me know down in the comments how it does. I really appreciate you all so much, and thank you so much for everything, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Bye!